prosecutor. Oh, so your name. Page 2. Okay, we're on the record. Well, it's 3 cases. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call Cedric Irving? Okay, we're on the record in 3 cases. First case is cause number 323712. Second case is cause number 324188. Third case is cause number 328634. Both, all 3 cases are filed the state of Texas versus Cedric Irving. We have Mr. Irving present in court, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Irving, I see, well, first of all, Mr. Irving, how are you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Irving, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Corey Crenshaw. Mr. Crenshaw, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well this morning.
That's
Your Honor.
good.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Crenshaw, I see here, and just on the court's docket, that he has 3 cases. It shows that you're attorney on 2, and that we have a question, is Mr. Crenshaw on this case, the 3rd case? Which is,
Yeah, I think he has a brand new DWI, and I filed a
Right.
letter of rep on a felony that came out of that same transaction, but I guess there must have been a mix-up on the misdemeanor, but I'll get that corrected this afternoon.
okay. Now, Mr. Crenshaw, you have an announcement in Mr. Irving's cases?
Yes, Your Honor, we're still, the DWI is fairly new. We're just still looking at the evidence and discussing options. The felonies were reset to July 26th. I'd ask that the court please reset these 3 cases to July 26th to give me a little bit more time.
Okay, we'll reset. Could you give me a reset to July 26th?
Yes, sir.
Thank you
Okay,
very
get
much.
to reset and you and your client are free to go.
Thank you so much. Wait for me.
I need him to sign that first, that last.
Okay, Mr. Irvin, you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too.
You have to sign on the 3rd one.
You can sign this one, Mr. Crenshaw. Give me one second, I'll let you know.
And Mr. Crenshaw, I think this is your only case,
Yes, Your
only
Honor.
claim? Okay, you're excused and you're free to go as
Thank you.
well.
Happy to.
All right, have a blessed day.
Yes, you as well.
Okay.
We don't have them.
321096. We're on the record in 2 cases. First case is cause number 321096. Second case is cause number 322194. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus David Ryan Morton. Our first case is cause number 321096. Case style David Ryan Morton. Mr. Morton, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Morton?
Good.
That's good, Mr. Morton. The information in this case alleges that on or about September 22nd of 2018, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, now prior to the commission of this offense, the information alleges that on March 6th of 2017 in Hardin County, Texas, that in cause number 69578, that you were convicted of a misdemeanor for driving while intoxicated, and that conviction occurred prior to the commission of this offense. Is that true or not true?
True.
And to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second, Mr. Morton, how do you plead guilty? Not guilty or no contest.
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, now, Mr. Martin, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. On page, well, this document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page, okay, he has to put his initials here. Make it back. He has a signature.
You did, Judge. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's an issue. Okay. It's an issue.
Okay, Mr. Martin, on page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on a line that's checked nola contendere, which means no contest. Are these your initials?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, Mr. Martin, there's a signature at the top of this document above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And there's another document here that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Mr. Martin, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
There is one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Martin, I have another document here. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, yes, sir.
And is that your signature on the second line of this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Martin, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Allison, go over these documents with you?
You did?
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer the probable cause affidavit as State's Exhibit Number 2.
No objection.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2 are admitted. Ms. Allison, you advised and counsel Mr. Martin, is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Judge, he is competent.
Mr. Martin, your attorney, Mr. Allison, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martin, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
72 hours upfront jail, 1/2, $1,500 fine, 80 hours community service, a repeat DWI education course, drug and alcohol assessment, and an interlock device. And the state is dismissing cause number 322194.
Okay, could you repeat the offer again?
Yes, Your Honor. 72 hours upfront jail, 1/2,
Okay,
$1,500 fine,
okay,
80 hours community service,
Okay.
the repeat DWI course,
okay,
drug and alcohol assessment, interlock device, and dismissing cause number 322194.
okay. I don't think you have. Just check off the drug and alcohol screening here. It wasn't checked off. Yeah, it wasn't on there.
Well, it's not this alcohol assessment.
Oh, it's assessment. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's already automatic. Actually, it's under DWI for alcohol assessment. Did you have it on the On the plea papers? Oh, here you go. Yes, on there. It's drug education and alcohol setting, okay. Okay, now, Mr. Martin, the state is offering that you serve actually 1 year in the Jefferson County Jail. However, that jail time is gonna be probated for 2 years, okay? So she mentioned 1/2, but the 1/2, it stands 1 year confinement probated for 2 years. Do you understand that? And the fine is $1,500 plus court costs, and the fine plus court costs comes to a total of $1,952. Also, you'll be required to pay probation fees of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. And you would have to reimburse the county for the court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. You will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125. Now, should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay $50. The total monthly installments will be $175. Would you be able to pay the $175?
Yes, sir.
You will? All right. And Mr. Martin, you'll be required to perform 80 hours of community service, attend the DWI education and an alcohol assessment. You also be required to attend the DWI intervention. You'll also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. Now, you will also be required to do what we call upfront jail time of 72 hours. Will that 72 hours begin today?
It'll begin this Friday.
This Friday? Okay, we're gonna have to put the, yeah, put the date on here that he, that get us
I
started.
thought I had written in.
No, I'm saying it's on
Okay,
the
good.
judgment.
Sorry.
Okay, so your DWI, your 72 hours will start on May 7th of 2021 at or before 6 p.m.
Yes, sir.
And you would also have to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. May I see that judgment again? Make sure that I got everything. And the state will also be dismissing cause number 322194. And Mr. Martin, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Martin, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Martin, please stand on the X where your attorney is standing. You're gonna follow the directions of our court clerk. And once you're finished in here, she'll tell you where you need to go. And this will conclude your case, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
We on the record in cause number 327282. The case is style of State of Texas versus Eddie James Martin Jr. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Martin?
I'm fine.
That's good. Mr. Martin, Mr. Allison, you have an announcement you'd like to make?
Yes, Mr. Martin has asked that his case be put on the trial docket, Your Honor.
Reset. Okay. We're gonna reset Mr. Martin for trial. Okay, his case is gonna be reset to September 13th. You can get your reset from the court coordinator.
Thank you.
Mr. Allison, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Martin, you can get your reset from your attorney. And once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you.
Did we, we're on the record in clause numbers 326198 and clause number 327044. Both cases are style of State of Texas versus Cynthia A. Proctor. Proctor, will you come forward with your attorney? Miss. Okay. Okay. Mr. Proctor, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Proctor, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Proctor, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Ms. Proctor? Doing all right? Okay, Ms. Proctor, the information in this case in cause number 326198 alleges that on or about February 14 of 2020, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Ms. Proctor, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes,
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
no,
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
yes,
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
yes,
Okay, Ms. Proctor, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment, is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Ms. Proctor, do you recognize this document?
yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Proctor, are these your initials on the line that says no contingere, which means no contest?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, Ms. Proctor, is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, Ms. Proctor, the document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Ms. Proctor, do you recognize this document?
Yes,
And is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
it is.
There is one box checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I have another document here. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Ms. Proctor, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Proctor, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Matuska, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibits Number 1 and 2. State, you like to offer States 2? Or
Yes.
1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to offer States Exhibits 1 and 2.
You have any objections?
No objection.
No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Matuska, you advised and counsel Ms. Proctor. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Proctor, your attorney, Mr. Matuska, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Proctor, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 90 days to be probated over 1 year, a $300 fine, 100 hours community service, the DWI education course, and the drug and alcohol assessment. And the state will dismiss cause number 327044. And we've also submitted a forfeiture of the weapon in cause number 32704.
Okay. Ms. Proctor, the state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in jail because you will be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $300 plus court costs, which comes to a total fine and court costs of $722. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll also reimburse the Jefferson County for the court-appointed attorney's fees, and you will also be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. And if a further evaluation is needed, you'll be required to pay $50. Now, the total monthly installments that you would have to pay for this case is $165 per month. Would you be able to pay the $165 per month?
Not for sure, 165.
Okay,
Your disability.
okay, let me do this here. Okay, Ms. Proctor. Now, Miss Proctor, are you employed?
No, sir, disability,
Okay, and what do you get, do you get Medicaid?
Medicaid.
And do you get SSI?
Mhm.
Okay, and do you get SNAP
Yes,
and TANF?
no, sir,
And do you live in public housing?
yes,
Okay, well, we stop right there. That's your automatic qualifier. So the court is gonna find that you're indigent. Okay. And the court is going to waive the, not waive, but the court is going to convert. Let's do this here. I need to find out something. You mentioned something about, okay, you get disability. We don't have a probation officer here. Let me do this. Pursuant to Article 1.24 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, a person is entitled to a public trial in all proceedings. However, case versus Lilly v. State, that can be waived if there are some, one, if there's disclosure of some non-public information. And of the abundance of caution, to prevent the non-disclosure of public information, that's pursuant to Liddy versus State, 365 Southwest 3rd, 321. Mr. Matuska, you like this portion of this hearing to be closed to prevent the disclosure of non-public information?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the court is going to find that the party seeking the closure of the hearing must have advanced an overriding interest that is likely to be prejudiced to the defendant. And the closure is no broader than necessary to protect the defendant's interests. And the trial court has considered reasonable alternatives to closing the proceeding. And the court finds that that is adequate to support the closure. Therefore, this portion of this hearing will be closed to the public.